All right, guys, welcome to the first in the series of the more sales system. On this training now, we're going to be looking at how you can come up with the right message. All right, because you want to make sure that you're having the right message in front of the right people. If your targeting is right, you're targeting the right people, but your message is off, is wrong, you won't be able to get the kind of results you want. Your marketing will fall flat on its face, okay, and you won't be able to generate the kind of results that you want. So you want to make sure that you are placing the right message in front of the right audience. And one thing I want you to understand is this part of your marketing is where you need to spend some time on. You need to do your research. Okay, so this actually involves research for you to be able to really be clear with your messaging when it comes to your target market or your target audience. You need to be involved in research, and this is what a lot of people shy away from. So for you who's watching this video right now, is watching this training, I'm assuming that you are up for it. You're going to do the research, you're going to sit down, take your time, be patient, don't rush the process. Make sure you really dial deep into what your customer is thinking. Now, for you to get your message right, there are two components. All right, two components that are critical for you to come up with the right messaging, and one of them is the languaging, okay, or the language that you use. Okay, now the language that you use in your message is very important. Okay, you want to be able to speak or communicate in the language of your audience. All right, now your audience, there are certain things they say, or the certain way they actually communicate, or certain words they use when they talk. All right, so you want to be able to use those words as well when you are putting your messaging out there. And this is not only in your ad copies, it has to even be on your sales pages, your sales letters. Okay, now if you can do these things I'm trying to share with you guys now, you don't have to be hypey like a whole lot of other people are out there. You basically just have to get these things right and you will fly. Right now, just imagine that you go from, let's say you're in Nigeria and you leave Nigeria, you go to Canada, and then you meet your fellow Nigerian person there. What happens? You feel that there is that kind of connection, that level of trust. There's kind of an instant trust. Okay, like someone I know, right? This person gets me, this person understands me. The same way when you use the language of your audience, the same way they are going to feel. All right, so you want to make sure that you use the language that they are using, and it's quite easy. It's so easy for you to be able to get to know exactly the kind of messages or the kind of words that they use or the kind of language that they use, right? And where you can actually start from, you can start from Amazon. All right, so for instance, this is a product on anti-aging, for anti-aging. Just a little research on Amazon, you're going to see a lot of search results, that you can dive deep in. Look at the reviews section. Okay, look at the highlights. What are the most common things that people are talking about? So you can see here people are saying vitamin C serum, anti-aging, sensitive skin, highly recommend, face and neck, fine lines, face cream, and all of those things. And of course, you want to go through the reviews that they have here. Take your time, go through even the 5-star, go through They want star reviews. What are people actually saying? What are they saying, that they probably don't like about the product and all of that. This actually informs you on what exactly you need to be saying in your messaging and what you ought not to be saying. Another part that you really want to look at is the question and answer section. Okay, so let's see. All right, so there's this part that you have customer questions and answers. Yeah, this is it right here, customer questions and answer. You want to see what people are asking, the kind of questions they are asking, the kind of things they are saying. Another place to do your research as well is YouTube. All right, a little search on the subject or the product you're trying to sell will give you a lot of results to actually dive deep into and see what your audience is saying. What are they saying? What are they seeing? All right, what are they hearing out there? It's important for you to be able to do this. Another place you can do this as well is Facebook groups. Okay, you go on Facebook groups. Of course, it should be around your niche. Okay, you go on Facebook groups and you join this group. What I do is I join whenever I want to do this research. Is I join these groups using my wife's Facebook account. So my wife don't really spend time on Facebook, so I have time to make use of our account to do all of that. So you want to join these groups, go into the comment section. You want to join groups that there are a lot of engagement. You want to really get clear with what your customer, your prospective customers are saying. So it's important for you to know the language or the words that they are using. Is going to help you in your messaging. The second thing, which is very important, is your big idea. What is that thing that you're actually selling to these people? All right, and by this idea, I'm not talking about your offer here. Okay, I'm talking about what actually separates your message. What separates you from the herald of marketers out there who are trying to sell to the same audience. Okay, because one thing you have to understand, that you're not the only one who is trying to sell your product to these people. These people have seen a lot of products, and of course, which you have to still understand the level of awareness of your audience as well. That is really going to help you in actually communicating with them, coming up with your marketing angles and all of that. But the big idea is what really separates you. Okay, this is what separates you from your competitors, from every other person in the market. This is something your customer is not getting anywhere else. All right, and for you to come up with your big idea, there is a simple formula for you to be able to come up with your big idea. One, your big idea has to be emotionally compelling and intellectually interesting. Okay, it has to be emotionally compelling and intellectually interesting. That is what your big idea should do. Okay, so when someone hears about your big idea, they like, wow, it arouses emotions in them. And of course, when it comes to logic, when you think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense, and they want to even know more, right? They want to know more about it and read more about it, right? And talking about emotionally compelling, there are two things that will actually give you this result of making your big idea emotionally compelling. So it has to provide a primary premise, okay, with a unique mechanism. All right, primary premise has to be specific. So you can't just say how to lose 30 pounds or 30 kg, okay, of fat. How to lose 30 kg of fat, right? Rather, you're going to say how to lose 30 kg of fat in 3 weeks. That is a more specific promise. All right, and when I'm talking about, you need to understand that When I'm talking about messaging, I'm not just talking about your ad copies on Facebook. I'm talking about both your sales letters. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you always want to base your messaging around your big idea. Now, when you have a big idea, it becomes easy to market. Okay, so you are not like every other person who is trying to, you know, cajole people and use all of these hypey words to get them to actually buy. No, now you have an idea. That idea is what you're trying to sell to people, right? And now when you add a unique mechanism to it, it makes it emotionally compelling. So when I say how to lose 30 kg of fast within 30 days using intermittent fasting, all right? So intermittent fasting is the unique mechanism of actually achieving these results of losing 3 kg in 3 days or in 3 weeks, right? Then making it intellectually compelling is when someone the person is like, okay, for some person they don't know what intermittent fasting is. They want to know, so what is intermittent fasting? How does that even work, right? So with that, it kind of arouses their intellect. They want to really know more about it. With this, when you have all of these two components dialed in, it becomes really easy for you to come up with the right messaging for your audience. So what I'm going to do is to show you exactly how we apply this, okay? How we apply this in our marketing. So I'm going to use this example of this product for this anti-aging product. So here you can see, I'm going to come back to the ad copy itself. Okay, on the landing page right here, you're seeing where it says free reports, the fountain of youth. 90% of women saw a dramatic reduction in wrinkles with this doctor anti-aging secret formula. So anti-aging secret for doctors anti-aging secret formula is the big idea. Okay, is the big idea that we're trying to sell here. So remember we said big idea, we're talking about the whole thing about it providing a promise with a unique mechanism, how is really achieving this big idea that we have. What is this doctor's anti-aging secret formula? How is it really working, right? Use the unique mechanism. And talking about is it intellectually interesting, right? Someone think about sees this whole doctor's anti-aging secret. What is this doctor's anti-aging secret formula? Now on this page you will see that we are not really specific with the promise here, because we don't want it to look like we are making claims. But when you come over to the landing page right here, you are going to see where we have 90% of women saw a dramatic reduction in wrinkles in 4 weeks with doctors anti-aging secret formula. So the whole thing we're trying to sell here is all around stem cells, how we all are born with stem cells, but as we age there is a reduction in the stem cell. But with this doctor's secret formula, those stem cells can be reproduce. You can start arousing the production of those stem cells, which of course produces more collagen in the skin, of course, and then make it look younger and all of that. And this is possible with what we call the duplicell. Now I'm just trying to tell you all of these things because it's this is what we are selling. This is what we are presenting to the customer, right? So in all our marketing message, this is what This is what the marketing message is going to carry. It's going to carry the unique mechanism. It's going to carry the big idea, right? So we are not just telling people to come and buy the next anti-aging cream, right? But then we are selling them the big idea behind the results that they are going to get, right? I hope you guys are really getting it, right? And to come up with this unique mechanism and all that, it's quite easy. One, it could be that it's something that it's already it's already there already in your product, a way that your product actually provides the results that it provides, right? It could be that, and it could also be maybe a kind of way to provide that result that no one else is actually talking about. Like, it's obvious that this is what actually provide this result, but no one is talking about it. That is one way you can come up with this unique mechanism in your entire big idea. All right, and of course it could be transubstantial, right? What that means is you turning something ordinary to something new. All right, for instance, like it all stems from this whole if you are in if you grew up from the Orthodox system of Orthodox church, right? If you grew up in such environment where you say they break the bread, the wine is the body of Christ, right? The wine, the body of Christ. So you see wine being represented as the body of as the blood of Christ, right? So that is something ordinary, wine, but making it something new, the blood of Christ, right? So that is that's how you can come up with your unique mechanism, of course, and having your big idea to work on. And now, coming up with these big ideas is you have to take your time with this, right? You have to take your time with this, and this involves you really digging deep into maybe read magazines, and one magazine you can look at is Dan Magaz. Okay, Dan Magaz. Right? Dan Magaz. This is where you're going to find a lot of magazines in almost any niche that you're going to think of, right? You're going to see them here. So going through all of this is going to give you ideas on how to come up with that big idea. And of course, most times I look through other swipe files. You can even get your ideas from what other marketers have done, right? I'm not saying you should go out there and rip off someone's work, but you can get ideas from what other persons have done. So if you have swipe files, go through these swipe files. They are going to give you ideas, and you can even search for magazines in your niche. So if you are in the women niche, you could be you can just say health. All right, so I'll say beauty, women beauty magazines, right? And you're going to see a lot of different magazines that you can look into to come up with that big idea. All right, so you want to make sure that your messaging contains the right language, the language that your audience is using, as well as the big idea. Okay, it's very important. It like these two things, your messaging has to these two components your messaging has to carry it for it to be effective. All right, so here is an ad copy that I have right here. You see, will you believe if I told you she's 55? So if you look at here, you're seeing this lady here with gray hair, right? And I'm saying, will you believe I told you she's 55, right? and then I go to this is what the fountain of youth does to you. So this when someone is reading it, like, okay, so what is this fountain of youth? Now you have to understand that the first three lines of your ad copy is very important. So you can see right here that we have three lines. One, like there's an empty one here which we didn't have anything on, but these first three lines are very important because that is what people are going to see first. So you want to make sure that they grab attention. Okay, so you want to make sure that they grab attention, and it's something that is, like I said, intellectually interesting, right? So would you believe, and you have that. So we have here, regardless of age, there's a millions of stem cells. So now we are now explaining the whole idea, the whole big idea that we have, right? Once the age, so you have, first you have to grab attention with an intellectually interesting statement. Okay, it could be a question, it could be just a statement, and then you want to move into the big idea, explaining, giving a little hint about the big idea that at the end of the day is going to give the result. So right here we are saying that here it says this decrease in stem cells. So we are saying that, so the reason why you are aging is because you are having reduced stem cells, right? It's not just because of something else. So now we are telling them this is what the problem is, right? So we are talking about the problem, agitating the problem, telling them, oh, see, this is the issue right here. But there is this doctor's secret formula that triggers the body to actually produce new cells. So we're giving them the solution right here already. Okay, which then sends them back to the surface of the skin, did in youthful days, when the face was flawless, smooth and wrinkle free. So these are ways they are using wrinkle, their face, said. And then we have here, it says this formula is easy, it's so simple to use, you don't need an expert to use it. It is suitable for even sensitive skin. Remember, we saw right here when we are looking at all of this, we saw sensitive skin. That's where we actually took that, and that's where I took that from. Okay, sensitive skin. If you're ready to learn more on how you can get your youth back, click here to learn more. So like with this, it becomes really easy for you to dial in on your messaging. All right, so two things you always want to have in mind: the language that you use and the big idea. All right, the big idea is very important because the big idea is what separates you from every other person in the market, every other person who is trying to reach your target customer. Because you're not the only one who's trying to reach your target customer. So of course the language is very important. You want people to feel that you understand them because you're able to use the language, the words that they use, right? The second thing is you want to make sure that you're selling your big idea and not your product. All right, you're selling the big idea, which is going to get you the click to your website, and then your website is where you now reveal your product and all of that. I hope you guys really get it with this messaging part. It's very important that you guys do this. Is important. You do the research. A lot of people are lazy, so they get mediocre results, right? You see their marketing not really becoming not effective. You see their marketing not being effective. It's because they don't really put in the work to really understand their audience, their market, right? Their customer. They don't do the work to do that. They don't do the work to understand their target customers. But you want to do that. You want to make sure you do that. Do all of this research, walk through different magazines, different could be even blogs, right? Look at what your competitors are doing. Look at Swipes file, right? For those of you who don't know about swipes.co is another place you are going to see files to look at. For those of you who are already members of the 10x community, who are in the upgraded version. You know, those who got the product pack that I provided some time ago, there a lot of swipe files that you can look through to even help you out. So look at this one right here, anti-wrinkle cream, using the same reduce using the okay, I think that's different, right? So this one is still like, it's still based on the whole stem cell thing, right? But we are coming from a different we're still using this angle of stem cell, but the big idea that we have there, right, is different. We're saying Dr. Secrets formula, right? And the whole fountain of youth thing, you just added a different twist. I believe that's what really made that campaign really successful. So this is what you want to do, guys. You want to make sure that you spend time, you do the research. A lot of people don't spend the time, but you who does that and spend the time on this, your results are going to speak for itself. All right, so that's it, guys. Bye.